When did you play Time Warp the first time?
I remember the DJ booth very well. It was really high up, and just before me it was supposed to be Robert Armani, which was actually playing, and he actually left. I was just saying that to you, but it's true. You know, he said to Stefan, "Hey, can somebody stop the smoke?" And Stefan said, "I don't think so. You know, I don't think so." And it's true, there was a lot of smoke in the room, and he actually left the turntables. He was just really pissed off. He didn't like the smoke, so he closed his box and left. So I had to start like 45 minutes or an hour before my set. And I said to Stefan, don't worry, I'll carry on, I'll do my set dresses.
All I remember is trying to get from the entrance to the actual stage to actually perform. And I was with a girlfriend of mine, and we were really like holding really tight onto each other because there were so many people, and it was so chaotic and going really right through the middle of the crowd. And so I remember from in the middle of the people. That's what I remember. Not from being the stage, not my set, just being like, holy cow, there's a lot of people here. But I remember being totally packed, totally crazy. And some of the time warps were in different locations, and I always remember the different locations. They were always really interesting.
It was the beginning for Relief Records, and I mean we started to hear a lot in Europe about Cashmere, and all these people. So he had Casual Records and he had Relief, and it was just the beginning of Relief Records. And I remember so well playing some of the brand new stuff from Relief. Like it was like an a cappella, and then after it was another song, quite tough. And I started my set with that. I remember that clearly. I don't know why, and I don't know what I played after that, but I remember those two records. And I felt, I've got the room, this is it, I can go for it. And maybe that was when I was in the middle of the crowd. The first time I actually played for Time Warp, it was through a wonderful woman, which I think you either interviewed or you will interview.
Oh yes.
Which were looking after both of us and a lot of other people.
Oh, yes.
She was looking after Carl Cox,
Right,
she was looking after Josh Schwink and Nick. She's called Nick. And I first met Nick in Cologne because she was working at the warehouse, and through Nick I met Stefan. Because of Nick I did Time Warp, and I knew she was a very, very good friend of Stefan, and I think we all became very good friends very quickly. And it was kind of playing at few Time Warps was hanging with the same family. Sometimes you have feelings with people where you feel you will go back anytime because you feel at home. So Time Warp was one of them. I mean, there were some other big raves where you were just going because it was quite nice to play there. Time Warp was a different one. Time Warp was a smaller scale rave on the big ones, but it was more like a family-orientated organization. I mean, the fact is, I still work for Stefan now.
There was a lot of huge raves. Time Warp was in between all that. It was really a quality rave. It was a hell of a lot of people. The music policy was unbelievable, and it really became a family. It was not always the same people, but some of the same people at each one, and there was crossovers, and the booking agents were friends, and the friends were the agents, and the friends were the producers. It slowly just was happening. It was a really important time in Germany, and I think we all found a place that we could play the music we wanted to a hell of a lot of people, and the organizers, really understood what we were doing. That's why they invited us. So there was a lot of integrity.
Usually, if you were doing a lot of the big raves in Germany, if you had an hour and a half, you would have feel very lucky. Time Warp, you had 3 hours. There was a lot of different rooms, very versatile DJs, but you had time to play music. And Time Warp was about music, which is quite a nice thing in his business. The DJ Hell on the Love Parade, there was 1 million people there, and he actually started with Jean-Michel Jarre for about 10 minutes, and he only had half an hour to play, and he left that thing for 10 minutes, and I mean, I was just next to him watching him going, you are completely fucking mad. But I thought, this is the greatest thing I've seen. There's 1 million people, there's no beats, you can't dance to this. Helmut going, yeah, this is it. And and I thought, fuck man, he's got the guts to do that. That's brilliant. I admire that.
So talking about these things, are there any really moral moments or any scandals? What happened?
There's always scandal.
There's always scandal. Don't worry about that. I wrote a book in France about 15 years of all this music and stuff, and it's coming out in Germany next year. So you'll read a few scandals in there.
Okay, that's good.
But it's not a book about scandals, alright?
Oh no.
But there's few of them in there. There's just few. It's not scandals.
Eventually, yeah.
I think we all lived a lot of pretty funny experiences, hard ones. You know, I think when you've been DJing for what, 16 years, 17 years, we all had weird experience. You know, on the funny side and then on the not funny side.
Yeah, totally. On a Time Warp story, even the last Time Warp, I was playing maybe 8 or 9, 10 hours, I don't know. I was playing at the very end and it all became a blur. And suddenly the blur cleared up and I found myself attached to Ricardo Villalobos when I was playing by some string and some ribbon and things like that, and we were really attached together. And I really don't remember exactly when or how it happened, because we were tag teaming, playing 1 or 2 records. So I think someone decided that they wanted to make sure that we would play for a long time. And then
No way!
Separated. And then suddenly I'm really like trying to get my records, and I'm like, oh, what's that? It's Ricardo. So luckily we found a balance of being able to play the records and get to our record boxes without pulling the other one too much. And it worked out. But I still would like to know exactly, you know, how it happened.
Maybe it was Stefan, you know?
Yeah, he could have handcuffed it.
He was planting it, so I had a good story to tell right now. So it was all thought of.
Maybe that's what you should have done to Robert Armani. Handcuffed him to the DJ booth.
No, you can't leave. Handcuffed him to the smoke machine.
Yeah, in front of the smoke machine. Yeah, that would. Stefan, do that next time. That's a good thing. When you play to a party which has such a open-minded music policy, you have a much better relation, because these people are usually much more open-minded because they come and listen to a lot of diversity in music, and these people actually come for the music, not just for the sake of getting off their heads and getting smashed by hard techno. I think they were coming to listen to people and having good times. So you do have a much stronger and better relationship with the crowd. You know, I mean, as talking for myself, I never usually go back to places I don't enjoy, and I've been playing to Time Warp a lot of time. So this is my answer. You know, if I go back for so many years, it's because you do develop a nice relationship with the crowd. I mean, what our job is all about is to have a relationship with the crowd. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So. Very positive, very, very positive.
It's one of the only big parties where I really do spend a lot of time there, hanging out, talking with friends, and just going to see what else is happening. I remember, you know, one time, or I don't know which one it was, but Baby Ford was playing, and he was doing a classic acid house set. And this was like 8 years after these records he had made that were really, really influential on me. And so I was just, you know, standing or sitting, you know, in the audience, just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm seeing this. And then going to see someone else, and then going to play, you know, the last couple of years, always going to see Ricardo in the house room play, and usually ending up playing some records with him, and, you know, then he'll come and play with me, and it's just, yeah, it's a family. The people are there for the right reason, and there's a good feeling there too, and you feel that you're open to experiment a little and really play how you're feeling that night.
Time Warp 2020.
Well, they have to have those, you know, those special things on the stairs going up to the stage that help the wheelchairs, because we'll all be old enough.
I'm going to say something might sound a bit weird or hard, but I like things that stops at the right time. And maybe 2010, 2020 is a long day. It's far away, and maybe we would all love to remember as such a wonderful place, wonderful thing. That's maybe one day might have to stop it and say to the kids, this is it, this is the last one, let's have all the DJs I like, let's have the greatest party on earth, and stop it. This might be the one in 2020. Shit, I'll be nearly 55 then. Yeah, I mean, if there will be one, if it will be the last one, I'll go for sure. But
there's a high possibility that if there is one, then you'll find us somewhere hanging out.
Dropping in the corner, jumping again.
I remember it wasn't like this in our days, man. It wasn't like this in the first one. Where's Robert Armani, man?
I surely hope the music will be different. Hopefully, because that would mean it would have followed what